this, that we can join each other virtually, and sometimes there are difficulties. So in any place, I welcome you all. And what I'd like to do is begin. I'm going to mute everyone just for a moment. And let's see. It looks like people are able to get on now, so I'm so grateful that this is happening. I'm grateful we kind of figured this out so everyone can get on.
Monica's here.
Excellent. Thank you, Monica. I'm so glad you're with us.
And not only, we have a special guest.
Oh, hi, Amara.
Hi.
Welcome. Okay, I am going to mute everyone just for now, and you can unmute yourselves. Hi, Heather, if you need to, and we'll begin. So I was starting to say, we'll just have a little instant repeat. I'm going to talk for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to dive into meditation. Since we're getting a little bit of a late start, I may run a couple minutes past. If you need to get off the call, please feel free to do that as you need to. I'm going to keep tapping to let people in. I accidentally set this up where I have to give people permission to get in, which is not what I meant to do. So be it. So in any case, in times like this, community is so important, and this is why I wanted us to do this, to gather together. Something really powerful happens when we come together with intention, when we come together in meditative space to really connect. And so we get to experience the magic of our togetherness. When we have something going on, like what we've got going on right now, first of all, it's a sort of unknown. It's not something most of us have experienced in our lifetime. And secondarily, because of that, there's a lot of disruption in every day. And from a neurological perspective, when we have this kind of disruption, it actually creates a level of stress in and of itself. So separate from worries about our wellness, separate from worries about perhaps financial worries about childcare, worries about getting all of our errands done before we can't go out and about, etc. We have just a disruption of our normal schedule. And from a neurological perspective, that's highly stressful because it causes us to have to engage in a certain way that we don't normally. It requires a certain amount of attention and a certain amount of presence. And when that attention and presence is required, our system reads that alertness as stress. And so in particular, it's important that we do things like this to mitigate the stress and to bring support in all the ways that we can. And so that's why I wanted to do this. And I am going to keep doing this every couple of weeks, maybe more or less, but just as long as we're in this boat together, let's come together and let's connect. And so I want to invite you to start to figure out how your body can be really comfortable, because we're going to kind of dive deep into a place of relaxation, into a place of receptivity. So if you want to be seated, fantastic. If you'd rather be lying down, fantastic. You can keep your video on or off, whatever serves you. One of the things that I want to just sort of underscore, especially for those of you who are clients of Awaken Unity in some way or another and who have access to the Own Client Resource Center, and I think those of you on this call, even if you aren't, my guess is you have a fair amount of resources at your disposal. This is a time where, if we can, we want to be radically honest with ourselves, radically honest about where our stress levels are, and actually doing things to take care of ourselves. If we didn't have tools to take care of ourselves, then in that case, it might be beneficial to just kind of suppress and not really pay attention to what our stress levels are doing. But since we do have tools to mitigate our stress, to calm the nervous system, to create centering, this is the time to be really radically honest with yourself and love yourself deeply and allow for the transformation that enables your presence and your capacity to move with right action, to show up with love and care for your beloveds. Okay. So I'm just going to invite everyone to just take a moment. We're going to allow our awareness to drop inward. As you begin to drop your awareness inward, just take a little scan. Notice what's happening in your biospiritual system. Notice where things feel at ease. Notice if there are any places of tension and stress. As you kind of begin to just kind of scan and notice, just begin bringing more awareness to breath. And so as you do, you just feel the breathing. And we're just beginning by noticing the breathing. And as you notice the breathing, you may feel that your body desires a different type of breath. And so you simply offer that to yourself, giving yourself whatever is needed. As we move through this meditation, allow yourself to adjust your body. If you notice places of tension and things want to move, like right now I'm moving my head and neck, just really giving permission. This is your space to connect. As with any guided meditation, my words are simply suggestion. And so I want to invite you to listen to me as it serves, to come back to my voice if you'd like. If you find yourself drifting, you can come back. But whatever is happening for you, if you're in something juicy, you can ignore my guidance, okay? Just really allowing yourself to take this time to be nurtured, to really love on yourself. And so we'll begin by allowing the jaw to soften and allowing the mouth to rest just slightly open. As we soften the jaw and allow the mouth to rest open, we begin to quiet the thinking mind. It's very hard for our mind to hold on to a train of thought when our jaw is nice and loose. So we'll just allow that softening. Beginning to call all of yourself here into this present moment. Coming fully to rest in the body temple. In this dimension, these bodies are our place of rest and refuge. And the more we settle into them, the more the nervous system can register that we are okay. And so in particular, begin to rest into the back side of the body. Feeling the back of the neck and head, the back of the heart, the mid-belly, the low belly. Feeling the backs of the legs and the arms. Bringing presence and breath and awareness into the pelvic floor. As you begin to rest in the body, we're going to start by clarifying each of our biospiritual systems. We live in a collective web, and pardon me, in that web, we can feel one another. And so when as a species we are on alert, our systems can read that. And so we want first to clarify our field so that we're sort of pushing the strain and the stress and the hubbub of everything else out. And we're allowing our vibrational resonance to be the strongest thing in our body and in our energy field. And so we're going to begin by bringing awareness to the central core of the body. The central core runs from the crown of the head down through the body to the pelvic floor. This central core you might visualize as a silvery white tube of light. And in this place called Sushumna, this is where our essential nature resides. And we're going to call our soul self even more fully into that central core. As you do that, you can feel that as you bring your awareness more and more into that center, there's a stillness that you can start to whisper. The central core of our body is like the eye of a storm where the stillness is amidst the chaos of life. And so breathing into this place, remembering your eternal nature, and allowing yourself to rest here. As you rest here, bring your awareness to the physical heart. Allowing yourself several breaths, making contact with your heart. And the contact you're making is like a sweet, loving connection. And so you could even, if you feel like it, place your hand over your heart. And just registering that this heart has been picking up on a lot of information in the biofield that we share. And inviting your heart to register right now in this moment. We're safe. All is well. Right now in this moment, we're held in community. And allow your heart to begin to tune to the others that are also connecting with their heart and with their central core. Let's just take a moment to feel the web we're creating. And then let's become intentional. I'd like for you to activate in your heart space a pure heart emotion. Unconditional love, utter and sheer delight, total devotion, deep gratitude. You can activate one of these pure heart emotions by remembering a time you felt one of these things, or imagining something or someone that evokes that in you. As you get a glimmer of that, begin to breathe it alive in your heart space. Feeling your whole heart vibrating with that pure heart emotion. Feeling it get so strong that it begins to radiate throughout your body. And into the field around you. Deep, deep devotion, gratitude, unconditional love, joy, delight. Whatever it is, let it vibrate through you and around you. Let it vibrate up into the head. Let the brain feel this frequency. So that the mind begins to soften. And open. And then let's notice for a moment that we are all doing this. And in the noticing, you can feel your own heart space amplified as we create a resonant heart field together. In this field, you'll begin to feel what I call nourishment, bliss, waves of good energy. Allow yourself to deeply receive those waves. Breathe that in. In this clarified field of heart space, connect back in to your central core. Begin to intend to feel not only this cord of energy from crown to root, but begin to notice that your soul energy extends above the top of your head infinitely. And it extends infinitely from the pelvic floor as well. And you don't have to trace it. You can just feel a sense. This is your eternal, infinite nature and connection. And as you feel that extension beneath the pelvic floor, feel that you are plugged deeply into our Mother Earth. Notice the capacity to settle in there, feeling her gravitational pull as an embrace. And allowing her to hold you. Feeling also that connection that extends above the top of the head. Feeling there your unique connection to the eternal, to the source of all life. As you're feeling these connections to your eternal nature, begin to drink in that nourishment, the nourishment from your deep connection to earth and your unique connection to the source of all life, energy flowing to you from above and below. As you're receiving this, allow your whole belly to be filled with nourishment. Any places where you may have been feeling anxiety or fear over these last many days and weeks, let that nourishment go right there. As you receive, feel and notice the field around you. Notice the space that we've created between us. Notice that it's illumined by our connections, that it's amplified by our nourishment. Beloveds, nourishing ourselves nourishes the field and others. And so just allowing yourself to deeply receive. Scanning the body, checking in at the energy centers, checking in with the head and the neck and the shoulders, checking in with the belly. Just getting a little barometer. How is this body doing right now? And noticing any places that need extra support. Perhaps the throat chakra is wanting some extra support, or the heart center. Perhaps the third eye or the well of dreams. Maybe the solar plexus or the sacral center. Simply noticing where the body is still holding tension or desiring more nourishment or not fully able to receive. As you make note, bringing breath into those areas, communicating with your body that we're going to invoke some mentors of light to facilitate greater ease for you. The first mentor of light, the first light emanation, is the flame of myopic migration. This is support for when we can't see very far ahead on our path. It supports us in releasing anxiety and moving into greater faith. Even as I'm naming that, just allow yourself to breathe in and out, preparing the body for this light mentor. We call forth the flame of myopic migration, the brown, gray, white, blue, goldish yellow, burnt orange, and green flame, light of this color, to come into each of our bodies and our energy fields and begin ministering to us, calling it specifically into the places that each of us noticed were needing more support. Breathing and receiving. Allowing that nourishment. You might feel a swirling energy as it comes in. As you feel that movement, if it creates a little dizziness, temporary, it's just temporary. We're going to invoke a second mentor of light to facilitate us in being in the flow. As a species, our neurology likes order and predictability. It likes to know what's going to happen. And so we have to work at sort of going with the flow. And this mentor of light comes in, it helps us. It helps us to move into the space where we can simply float and be carried by spirit, where we can allow each unfolding and we can listen deeply to our inner wisdom for guidance. We call forth the flame of immaculate flow, the light, milky white and milky blue colored light flame, to come into each of our bodies and energy fields. In particular, into the hindbrain, to begin supporting us in this invitation to awaken greater divine connection and flow. But also to any place that you have noticed, that any of us have noticed that needs a little extra TLC. Breathing and allowing. Allowing the jaw to soften if the mind becomes busy. As we invoke these mentors of light, you may feel sensations. These are simply sensations of energy moving and adjusting in alignment with your divine blueprint. Just giving permission for your transformation as it serves you in this now moment. Feeling the fortification in the body and the energy field. Feeling a state of relaxation that you have discovered. Feeling the field of energy that we've co-created. And asking your deep wisdom from this place of rest and connection. What, if anything, do I need in the coming days to promote greater connection and support? What, if anything, do I need in the coming days to promote greater connection and support? And just listening to what arises. Perhaps a knowing, maybe an image, maybe words, or a feeling in the body that you bring your awareness to and listen to what the body has to say. When your listening feels complete for now, bring your awareness back to that softened jaw, your connection through the central core, the beauty that you cultivated from your own heart space, the light emanations, the mentors of light that are with you. And the field of beauty that we've generated together. And allow yourself to keep drinking in the nourishment of that. Allowing it to go wherever it most serves you. Feeling the web of life and your particular points of known connection. Family, friends, colleagues, mentors. Just by tuning briefly to that web, you can see an illumined web. And you begin emanating out through that web of life. The nourishment that you're experiencing. Sending it to your loved ones. As you send this out through the web of life to all your relations for the benefit of all beings, you'll feel at some point an energy come back to you. And you allow yourself to receive that wave of love and gratitude that returns. feeling again your unique connection to Source. In whatever way is meaningful to you, open yourself to receive even more grace, love, and light. This love and light and grace of Source is always here for us. It's ours to open to. And if there are any particular desires or needs, allow them to be felt and held in that divine embrace. This is a time when our healed ancestors, beings of love and light in other dimensions that serve this dimension, this is a time when they are wanting to support us. And so in the way that's right for you, make a very conscious intention to open to the support of the healed ancestors, the guides and guardians from the various realms that support Earth life. Open to the emanations from these realms that serve you and your highest path. Allow yourself to feel the energy that begins to reverberate through you as you make this opening. There is no accident, beloveds, that we are here on this planet at this time. Each of us in our own way is a leader. Each of us in our own way has the capacity to bring love and healing and nurturance to others. And so as you receive this nourishment, make a commitment to yourself to simply listen to how you are called to be a bringer of light, how you are called to serve. And remember that that service comes first from your own nourishment, the overflow of goodness from your heart and your spirit, from the nurturance of the beloved earth and the source of all life. And so make a commitment to yourself to do what you know will nurture you in support of your leadership. As you feel ready, you can allow yourself to begin to make a transition. Move the body, wake it up a little bit. Very gently coming into connection. Registering what we've co-created, allowing yourself to be transformed. We've gone a few minutes over, but I'm going to stay here for a moment. I'm going to make space if anyone would like to touch in and share something from their experience or ask any questions. We'll stay on for maybe about 6 more minutes until 7:30. And so if you'd like to speak, you can unmute yourself. Any questions or curiosities, any sharing. When we do something like this, sometimes in our sharing, it allows us to integrate the healing and transformation more fully. So listen if you're called, and please do share if you feel so called.
Lumenaria.
Yes.
It's Erica.
Hi, Erica.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I have a question, which is, I was noticing, I definitely feel a lot more settled, so that's a great thing, and I'm
Yay.
And I feel like there were several parts of me and my body that were not open to receiving.
Mm-hmm.
And I can like sense what was there for me and could sense what wanted to come in, but it just was, I couldn't come fully in. So yeah. I have an intention to stretch my bandwidth for receptivity and share in support of that.
Yeah. There wasn't a specific question, but I think you were sort of intending it as a question. And I'm guessing that you're asking for any ideas about how to stretch that receptivity. Yeah, okay. So there's a couple of things that we can do to expand our receptivity. First of all, we can do meditations like this. If you have access to the Om Client Resource Center, there are several meditations that are supportive that create a softening and an opening. And this is by design, right? So when we're highly stressed, our system goes into guarding, and that's to actually protect us from what is the threat, right? And so our biology is simply doing its job. And our job as sentient beings is to co-create with our biology, to say to the body system, oh, by the way, love, it's safe now to open. And to gently invite it by giving it permission to do so. So there are, the simple things are like bringing breath, right? So just breathing into those places, touching the body there, just gently, like we did with the heart at the beginning of the meditation, just saying like, it's okay, you're okay, this place is safe. Right now we are okay to open. So that closure is a mechanism of protection that's aligned in times of danger. And that's why when there's something big like this going on, it's so important that we pause and open and connect. Does that help, Erica?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Okay, great.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Jane.
It's hard to feel so lonely, and this was really special and filled me with a lot of warmth and appreciation. And I'm really glad so many people tuned in, because it's nice to know that many people are bringing this kind of energy to their hearts and souls being.
Yeah, agreed, agreed. And actually, we'll just all take a moment and hold in our hearts. There were still several people who weren't able to get on. I did my best, and then I needed to shift. And so we'll just know that they're also with us. And actually, since you said that, Jane, I would love it if we'd all just take a minute. I should have done this before and I forgot, and you're reminding me. Let's just send this goodness to whoever really wanted to be here and wasn't able to. Oh, that amplifies it. Can you feel that? Wow. It's so amazing how giving love amplifies our own nourishment. Yeah, it's a good reminder. Anyone else? Something you'd like to share? A question that you have? All right. If you'd like to unmute to say goodbye, you certainly can. And otherwise, just know that I'm loving each of you. And even if you're new to me, I'm loving you. And I'm so grateful that we shared this time together. As Jane said, this is so important, coming together in this way. If you have the ability to click on your phone and put it on what's called gallery view, where you can see everyone, we can see our community that's gathered here, which is really lovely. If you feel open to turning your video on, great. If not, that's fine too. And really just honoring each of you for taking the time to be here, appreciating you, appreciating the love that you bring, the love that you are. So much gratitude. And I will see you guys in a couple of weeks, if not sooner. And I will leave a message so that you'll know when, but I think we'll probably have it be Transformation Tuesday and do it on Tuesdays, probably around this time. But I am open to some feedback. If a little later time, a little earlier time, I would try to capture my East Coast, West Coast, everyone in between places on other parts on the planet where time zones allow for us, so the most of us to be together at once. All right.
Just want to say it was so beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, sweetie. I'm so glad you were here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. You're in my heart and my prayers. Be well. Love you all.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.